Hello, everyone. This is Grace. It is May the 24th, 2020, and today we are going to be taking a look at Daniel 7. Now, we're only going to be looking at the first two beasts because those are the ones that pertain to the sixth trumpet. We'll do an overview of all four beasts, but we're not going to um, go into detail on the third and the fourth beast. Those don't pertain to us. Okay, so let's go ahead and start. We'll start at the beginning here and read. In the first year of Belshazzar, actually, I didn't look up a whole lot of definitions up here. I really didn't think to, but we'll see how it goes. In the first year of Belshazzar, king of Babylon, Daniel had a dream and visions of his head upon his bed. Then he wrote the dream and told the sum of the matters. Daniel spake and said, I saw in my vision by night, and behold, the four winds of the heaven strove upon the great sea. Okay, so I know that there is some idea that this is Babylon from Daniel's time, and these beasts have already come and gone, but that's not true. Here it says that, well, there's actually many clues. First of all, the visions by night means, by night in the Bible means that it's near the close of probation, and it actually is. The close of probation is coming for this lion here, and then he spake it, which means this is something that has not happened. Otherwise, he could not have foresaw this, and also these four winds are the same winds of Revelation. Let's go there. Revelation chapter 7. And after these things I saw four angels standing on the four corners of the earth, holding the four winds of the earth, that the wind should not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on any tree. And I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living God. And he cried with a loud voice to the four angels, to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea, saying, Hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our God in their foreheads. So this doesn't happen until after the 144,000 are sealed. And we determined earlier when we went through the sixth trumpet that they were sealed here, and the four angels were loosed in Revelation 9 verse 15. So all of this happens after this point. So let's go back. And we're going to take a look at the beasts. The winds are winds of strife, by the way. They're the winds of strife. So trouble is coming, and it's stirring upon the great sea. You would see it's stirring upon the great sea. I think it says somewhere it comes out of the sea, and then it comes out of the earth. The sea, of course, is the wicked, and then the earth is the church. And it can be, the earth can be the wicked too, but it's going to be the church, the good and the bad. You have to look at the context. So let's go ahead. Let's continue. And four great beasts came up from the sea, diverse one from another. And we'll read straight through, do a quick synopsis of everything just to let you know what's going on. And then I'll come back and do details on the first two beasts. The first was like a lion and had eagle's wings. I beheld till the wings thereof were plucked, and it was lifted up from the earth and made stand upon the feet as a man. And a man's heart was given to it. And behold, another beast, the second, like to a bear, and it raised up itself on one side, and it had 3 ribs in the mouth of it between the teeth of it. And they said thus unto it, Arise, devour much flesh. After this I beheld, and lo, another like a leopard, which had upon the back of it 4 wings of a fowl. The beast also had 4 heads, and dominion was given to it. After this I saw in the night visions, and behold, a 4th beast, dreadful and terrible and strong exceedingly, and it had great iron teeth. It devoured and brake in pieces, and stamped the residue with the feet of it. And it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns. I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn, before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked up by the roots. And behold, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of a man, and a mouth speaking great things. I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head like the pure wool, and his throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels as burning fire. And of course, the judgment comes after that. So what we're looking at here is we're looking at the last day countries, and let me just go through one by one. First, you have the lion. That's America. That's us. The church is going to be pronounced desolate, and then a country is going to come over and attack us. Well, we're going to be under siege, and then we're going to be under attack, and then we're going to go into captivity. That country is this bear. This bear is a heathen country. We'll go into that later. It's a heathen country that's going to come and pass judgment upon America. And so they are, in essence, in control of God's people. So it has to be noted in the Bible, because that's what it's always noted in the Bible, where we are and where even though if you look at Ezekiel 5, there's only a few people that he took, or hairs it was in Ezekiel 5, and he took them, he put them in his belt, and then cast them into the fire. So there's only going to be a few people left as a witness as to what happened. But those are going to be the people of God that are there in captivity. So then everybody else has died, either dead in the thirds, or the 144,000, which have been taken to heaven. After this I beheld, and lo, another like a leopard, which had upon the back of it 4 wings of a fowl. The beast also had 4 heads, and dominion was given to it. This is the last country. You have the lion, which is America, which goes into captivity of the bear. The leopard, if you look up leopard, and we're not going to do that, it says they lie in wait. The leopard is, this is a Christian country, it's a Christian nation, and we're going to look at that again later, but it's sitting back and it's waiting on the opportunity to conquer this country. So when you get here and you see this beast, this is the same beast that you would see in Revelation 13. It's the same beast. It just starts off like this, and then once it conquers this, which is also conquered this, I don't know if I'm doing a good job explaining this, but once it conquers this nation, then it becomes the beast of Revelation 13. This right here, this lion, this ruled all of the nations before it was conquered. So it was always the beast of Revelation 13 or Revelation 18. That's why they're the same, because before, this one was in control. Afterwards, after this beast destroys this nation, okay, I'm trying here. Then this one comes along and destroys this one, and now it's in control, and it's the same beast at a different time frame. 70 years later, which tells us, by the way, since we know that it's 70 years later, that those 10 horns that are on the head, those horns are not people. Those horns have to be positions, because those horns are the ones that are giving the orders. Those are the ones that they gave the order, if you look at Revelation 18, to destroy this, to destroy the horror, and to lead the church into desolation, to lead the church into captivity. It's the same horns, but this is 70 years later, after the second beast is destroyed, which is the heathen nation. Okay, I'm wishing I had written this down. I didn't think it would be this hard to explain. So this is the last nation. This is the last nation right here that goes to war. And it's the combination of all of the all of the Christians are now under his jurisdiction. It doesn't have to be the Gentiles. It doesn't have to be the entire world. It's just the Christians that are in question here. So then you get to this fourth beast. And the fourth beast, it tells you, if you go and look in Revelation 17, we're not going to because this is not part of our study. But I'm just telling you so that you'll know what's going on in case you want to study ahead. We've already looked at Revelation 13 when we did the fourth trumpet. So if you want to study ahead, I'm telling you what's going on here so you'll know. So you have the fourth beast, which is which is the man. So now, instead of being ruled by a church, they have successfully dismantled the church, and it's now being ruled by one man, which is over several religions and over all the people of God, basically, and many other jurisdictions, because it now occupies this land right here, this beast. So this is the fourth beast. This is the man. And you see it. You see first the beast is already here. Let's read through it again. After this I saw in the night visions, and behold, a fourth beast, dreadful and terrible and strong exceedingly, same as this one. And it had great iron teeth, and it devoured and brake in pieces, and stamped the residue with the feet of it. And it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns. So they're under the jurisdiction of these 10 horns or 10 powers. They have to be positions. They cannot be people, because a people isn't going to live for 70 years in power. I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn. So you have the 10 horns that are in power that launched the attack against this beast. They're in power here. They assign the man over them, and then he uproots the 3 horns. But for a short while, these 10 horns are in power over the world. It's just that they don't do what a man does, or 666. They don't do what he does. They actually plot to destroy this kingdom here, the lion, so that they could give jurisdiction to this man. It was all in the plans. It was planned. You read Revelation 17, or just wait until we get to the study. I mean, we've got a while, but if you read Revelation 17, you can see it was planned. Okay, that's what's going on with these beasts. So we're going to go back up, and we're going to take a look at the lion. And the first was like a lion, and it had eagle's wings. The lion, I did not look up lion. I don't know why. The lion kills, it destroys. I have it from a previous study. Hold on. Maybe I did. No. Here we are. You know, we're going to go over the symbolism first, and then we'll look everything up. The lion, it kills, specifically it says the teeth of a lion. I think that's what I looked up. It had eagle's wings. Eagles are symbolic of Yahushua. He uses the eagle to describe himself several times in the Bible. Wings, when we look up the definition, it will show a covering, but the covering is a spiritual covering. The wings are spiritual, being spiritual. But when we look at the definitions, it's going to show a covering. Okay? I just want to let you know that so you won't be confused. It had eagle's wings, and then there's a semicolon. I beheld till the wings thereof were plucked. Its spirituality was taken from it, and it was lifted up from the earth. It was lifted up from the earth. So now, instead of being lifted up by the wings, it's being lifted up from the earth. Not by the earth, but from within the earth, from a man. And made to stand upon the feet as a man. Feet is your intentions. So it has the intentions of a man, and a man's heart was given it. Now a righteous man, his heart is humble and good. Out of the heart, out of a good heart proceedeth good things. That's not what this man's heart is. This man's heart is wicked. This is a unrighteous man. And all of the scriptures that I give for the heart of the man are for wickedness and unrighteousness. And we'll take a look at that first. And I'll tell you now, let's just take a look at the definitions. So we'll look at eagle's wings. No, let's look at lion first here. Behold, the people shall rise up as a great lion and lift up himself as a young lion. He shall not lie down until he eat of the prey and drink the blood of the slain. So a lion kills. And so it was at the beginning of their dwelling there, they that feared not the Lord. Therefore the Lord sent lions among them, which slew some of them. I probably shouldn't have used slew for lion, because lion is considered one of the, we consider the lion the king of the jungle. Probably a better definition would have been as strong and fearless. Let's see if we can just look that up real quick. Okay. Here we go. Behold, the people shall rise up as a great lion and lift himself up as a young lion. No. There's 83 verses here. Let's go to Proverbs. I know there's something in there. It's got to be. Here we are. The king's wrath is as the roaring of a lion, but his favor is as the dew of the grass. The fear of a king is as the roaring of a lion, who provoketh him to anger, sinneth against his own soul. It's supposed to show the strength and the lion, which is strongest among beasts, and turneth not away from any. That is what is supposed to be projected here in this verse here. So the first was like a lion, strong, because it had the eagle's wings. It had the protection of God. So let's look up eagles. Oh, okay. You know what? I'm going to have to pause you for a moment here. One moment. Okay, I forgot to narrow down my search here for eagles, so we're going to cancel out of that. And I have marked the scriptures that we're going to use. So, eagle. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. Now we know that proximity to heaven is proximity to spiritualness. So many of these just show the eagle as exalted. And to the woman were given 2 wings of a great eagle, that she might fly into the wilderness, into her place, where she is nourished 4 times and a half a times from the face of the serpent. One moment. Okay, and if you've seen my study on Revelation 12, you know that this is the true church of God. This is the good woman, or the woman that follows the laws of God, or this is the good church. It's not the harlot or the whore. Oh man, I messed up here. Okay, there was also another great eagle with great wings and many feathers, and behold, this vine did bend her. Here, this is like a little story. This is a short story, and I was going to read it when I put it in here. But let's see how long it is. And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, put forth a riddle, and speak a parable unto the house of Israel, and say, Thus saith the Lord God, a great eagle with great wings, long winged, full of feathers, which had diverse colors, came unto Lebanon, and looked, and took the highest branch of the cedar. He cropped off the top of its young twigs, and carried it into a land of traffic. He set it in the city of merchants, the merchants being the preachers. He took also of the seed of the land and planted it in a fruitful field. He placed it by great waters and set it as a willow tree. And it grew and became a spreading vine of low stature, whose branches turned toward him, and the roots thereof were under him. So it became a vine, and brought forth branches, and shot forth sprigs. There was also another great eagle with great wings and many feathers, and behold, so this is this great eagle up here is the one that represents God. And then this one, I marked the wrong one, is the one that represents Satan. There was also another great eagle with great wings and many feathers, and behold, the vine did bend her roots toward him, and shot forth her branches toward him, that he might water it by the furrows of her plantation. It was planted in a good soil by great waters, that it might bring forth branches, and that it might bear fruit, and that it might be a goodly vine. Say thou, Thus saith the Lord God, shall it prosper? Shall he not pull up the roots thereof, and cut off the fruits thereof, that it wither? It shall wither in all the leaves of her spring, even without great power, or many people to pluck it up by the roots thereof. Yea, behold, being planted, shall it prosper? Shall it not utterly wither? When the east wind touches it, it shall wither in the furrows where it grew. East wind, the judgment comes from the east. Yahushua comes from the east. We'll look at a couple more. Does the eagle mount up at thy command, and make her nest on high? On high, again, proximity to heaven. Wilt thou set thy eyes upon that which is not? For riches certainly make themselves wings, spirituality. They fly away as an eagle toward heaven. So let's go back. And so wings, we're going to do this quickly. There's so many definitions in here. Sixth trumpet. Hold on. Daniel 7. Wings. Okay, let's see if we can get through this quickly. I will abide in thy tabernacle forever. I will trust in the covert of thy wings, Selah. See, it's a covering. It's a protection as well. Well, that's what most of the definitions show. But it's a protection by God. He shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. His trust shall be thy shield and buckler. Above it stood the seraphims. Each one has 6 wings. With twain he covered his face, and with twain he covered his feet, and with twain he did fly. He was protected by the wings, which represent God, or the Spirit of God. I don't know what to tell you. and I think it's the same, basically. I don't know. O Jerusalem, thou that killest the prophets and stonest them which are sent unto thee, how often would I have gathered thy children together, even as a hen gathereth her chickens under her wings, and ye would not. Behold, your house is left unto you desolate. For I say unto you, ye shall not see me henceforth, till ye shall say, Blessed is he that cometh in the name of the Lord. And we know from Sister White that when they see him coming, Yahweh is going to force that on their lips. They are going to say, Blessed is he. They're not going to want to say it, but they're going to say it. And Yahweh's going to make them. The Lord recompense thy work, and a full reward be given thee of the Lord God of Israel, under whose wings thou art come to trust. And the cherubim spread out their wings on high, and covered with their wings over the mercy seat with their faces. Okay, we don't need that one. How excellent is thy loving kindness, O God! Therefore the children of men put their trust under the shadow of thy wings. Because thou hast been my help, therefore in the shadow of thy wings will I rejoice. I'm reading them all because I don't know if there's something in here that I needed to go over with you. Wilt thou set thine eyes upon that which is not? For riches certainly make themselves wings. They fly away as an eagle toward heaven. I will abide in thy tabernacle forever. I will trust in the covert of thy wings. I think we've read this before. Yes. Okay, so we're done with that. So I beheld till the wings thereof were plucked, and it was lifted up from the earth being the church, it was lifted up from the earth and made to stand upon the feet as a man. Feet are the intentions. I did not go over these either. I hope I don't have a whole lot of them. Let's pick some out. Okay, we're just going to skip through them together here. He will keep the feet of his saints, and the wicked shall be silent in darkness, for by strength shall no man prevail. We're not going to read them all. Neither will I make the feet of Israel move any more out of the land which I gave their fathers. He that is ready to slip with his feet is as a lamp despised in the thought of him that is at ease. One moment. For he is cast into a net by his own feet, and he walketh upon a snare. Thou madest him to have dominion over the works of thy hands. Thou hast put all things under his feet, under his command. I have wounded them that they are not able to rise. They are fallen under my feet. Okay, it's just taking too long here. Which holdeth our soul in life, and suffereth not our feet to be moved. Lift up thy feet unto perpetual desolations, even all that the enemy hath done wickedly in the sanctuary. We're going to skip to the end and see if I put anything special down here. Thus saith the Lord unto this people, they have loved to wander. They have not refrained their feet. Therefore the Lord doth not accept them. He will now remember their iniquity and visit their sins. I don't know if you guys remember or not, but when we get to the next beast, the bear, it is going to say that is going to be a heave offering. And one of the heave offerings is the jealousy offering. And the jealousy offering says, call to remembrance their iniquity. And it's worded similar to that. I think there's a verse even that's worded exactly like that, where it says, call to remembrance. I don't know. We'll see as we go through. But I thought I would point that out. To give light to them that sit in darkness and in the shadows of death, to guide our feet into the way of peace. We don't need that. I was just going to mention here that, never mind. Okay, that's in the wrong place. We'll just leave it at that. Okay. So And a man's heart was given to it. Let's do man's heart and we'll be finished with this, and then we will pick up in part 2. Oh good, I went through these. And God saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. And the Lord smelled a sweet savor, and the Lord said in his heart, I will not again curse the ground any more for man's sake, for the imagination of his heart is evil from his youth. Evil from his youth. And he also that is valiant, whose heart is as the heart of a lion, shall utterly melt, for all Israel knoweth that thy father is a mighty man, and they which be with him are valiant men. That was a brave heart. A man's heart devises his way, but the Lord directeth his steps. Before destruction the heart of a man is haughty, and before honor is humility. The foolishness of man perverteth his way, and his heart fretteth against the Lord. There are many devices in a man's heart, nevertheless the counsel of the Lord that shall stand. Okay, we've got a couple more. A wise man, we don't need that. I'm looking at the evil heart. Son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus, thus saith the Lord God, because thine heart is lifted up, and thou hast said, I am a God. I sit in the seat of God in the midst of the seas, yet thou art a man, and not God, though thou set thine heart as the heart of God. Behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that can hide from thee. They can hide from thee. With thy wisdom and with thine understanding, thou hast gotten thee riches, and hast gotten gold and silver into thy treasures. But by thy great wisdom and by thy traffic hast thou increased thy riches, and thine heart is lifted up because of thy riches. Okay, so there we go. Therefore, we'll read a little further. Therefore, thus saith the Lord God, because thou hast set thine heart as the heart of God, behold, therefore I will bring strangers upon thee, the terrible of the nations, and they shall draw their swords against the beauty of thy wisdom, and they shall defile thy brightness. They shall bring thee down to the pit, and thou shalt die the deaths of them that are slain in the midst of the seas. The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? A man's pride shall bring him low, but honor shall uphold the humble in spirit. I think that was it. Yay, that's it. Okay. So, we'll just do a quick recap. The lion was the king. He was over all of the nations. We see that in Revelation 17 and 18. That the harlot ruled all of the nations. Or she was over all of the nations. So, she was over all the nations because she's blessed. And don't we Americans know we're blessed? We're always in people's face talking about how blessed we are because we serve the true God. Right? We're in everybody's face. Everybody knows that. So we had the eagle's wings, but then the wings were plucked. So she was lifted up from the earth. The church just decided, okay, well, we don't have God anymore. We're just going to lift up our own man-made God, basically. So she's made to stand upon the feet as a man. It's a man-made God, and a man's heart is given to it. A wicked heart. Okay. Part 2. We will be taking a look at the second beast. If you have any questions, please leave them below. Yahweh bless.